Hey, Chewy.
Yeah.
Trick or treat.
Treat.
Oh. Well, that's exactly what you're in store for with Michael Dougherty's Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Oh. So go ahead and grab some popcorn and your drink of choice, because it's TNC at the movies.
Notes, because I got no shame in my game. This movie stars Kyle Chandler as Mark Russell. We got Vera Farmiga, I know you guys know who that is, as Dr. Emma Russell. Millie Bobby Brown, come on, I know you guys, don't play me, as Madison Russell, the daughter. Ken Watanabe as Dr. Sarazawa. We got Bradley Whitford as Dr. Rick Stanton, standout character. O'Shea Jackson Jr. is Chief Warrant Officer Barnes. And let's not forget, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Ziyi Zhang as both as just Dr. Chen. Spoilers.
And don't forget Godzilla as himself.
Bam. That's right. Credit said so.
Ghidorah as himself.
As himself. Let's not get that twisted. Mothra, I love you. As herself.
That's right.
All right. So, Chewy, what did you think about this movie?
I like this movie. This movie was everything that I expected. It gave me a little bit more than I wanted in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But this movie was exactly what I wanted. I wanted monsters. It gave me monsters.
Plenty.
I wanted some plot. It gave me some plot.
There you go.
I got to see, you got to see a lot of different monsters. Granted, they all didn't necessarily get their shining spot per se, but you did get to see a lot of monsters.
Did you have a favorite monster that wasn't so much with the spotlight that you liked?
I would say I like the monster with the tusks. I don't know his name. His name is
You know what? I do have that in my phone, but we'll get back to that.
We're gonna put it on the thing.
Yeah.
This is who that is.
It'll be right here in this general area. A name for you, and I'm pretty sure it's like Mammoth. It has Behemoth Mammoth.
So I like that guy, and I like the fact that they did a lot of where they mentioned Kong, which just kind of leads you to the next movie that everyone knows is already coming.
Subtle hints. Rodan should be king. That's just my opinion.
That Rodan should be king. I think Rodan should be king because Rodan is like the most. Rodan was the coolest out of all the monsters.
Oh yeah.
I think off the top, my favorite monster was definitely Rodan. Rodan. I think the reason for that was just because I think that one had the most realistic attributes. Because when Rodan flew, you got the realistic things that would happen when a bird of that size were to flap its wings.
That gust of wind.
You get a giant, gust of wind that's coming, and this bird is on fire. So we're talking about some scalding winds here.
Yeah. That
bit of realism was what I liked the most about what was done in this movie, specifically with that what do we call them, characters? I know they're monsters, kaiju, what have you, but these monsters are really ingrained in this film and in the franchise, really, as characters, because they don't talk, but you still get the sense of their purpose. You said you know what they're doing, you get why they're doing certain things. Even if it's explained by the humans more or less. But they're actual characters, which is the reason they were credited at the end of the film where Godzilla played himself. And which is one of the reasons that I think this franchise is highly successful with so many movies. And we're talking about, not just, the Japanese ones, because there's Japanese movies in the American version.
It's 32 or something like that.
There's 30 some odd movies. So it has a huge following.
Double check.
And I think,
here at the bottom.
So you got a lot of monsters. So and they're all they're all even got their own side movies and whatnot where they're all battling each other or they're just on their own just wreaking havoc on name the city.
33. Sorry, it's a 33.
33. Okay, yeah. So I like that this movie once again continued that tradition, let's call it, where we emphasize and the reason that everyone comes to the theater to see this movie are the monsters. Mm-hmm. The monsters are the reason we come, and sometimes there's a story which is rarely the reason we stay. When we think of Godzilla films, there are really two styles that are used. And a lot of it tends to be in the time that they were made. Because obviously all the older Godzilla movies, because of the time that they were made, they didn't have the technology that we have today. So they had guys in costumes destroying, little mini tiny sets.
And claymation.
Which is, and that is exactly the charm that those movies had. This movie is about special effects, which is what we have today, and the special effects that we have today are even far superior than the special effects that we had recent years.
Mm-hmm. It certainly beats out 2005.
And it destroys the hell out of 1998, which I liked.
And by 2005, I just mean the year. And he's totally talking about Godzilla 98. Oh, man.
Come with me. Come with me.
Nah. Oh, wait, not too much. It might...
Spoilers not done yet, yo.
Yo, I don't want to get copywritten struck.
No. But do watch it. Or you know what? If you can't get through it, fine. But, hey, put it on. If it's on Netflix or something, put it on. It'll be good.
Bargain bin.
So obviously this movie coming out in 2019, obviously it's going to be more of the special effects, mm-hmm. which it did well. However, like many would complain, the special effects were all very dark. What did you think about this film, Tiny?
I'll tell you exactly what I thought about this movie, dude. I thought this movie was fantastic. Fan-frickin-tastic. Like... I had such a good time, jaw drop, edge of the seat. Like, I was enjoying myself. I don't know if I've had this much fun. I mean, you could say Endgame, but Endgame was more of an emotional roller coaster.
Endgame was more of a climax that, that brought a lot of investment.
Yeah.
Not to a closure, but, to definitely
Right. But this is more of a... Hey, look, we still got all these movies to make, but I had a great time, man. Fantastic film, great. I
agree. This movie was over 2 hours long, and it did go by quickly.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a long movie at all. I wanted more. I did enjoy that there was a end credit scene. That was dope as hell. Probably won't tell you what it is, so go watch the movie.
And stay.
Yeah, stay after the movie, guys. Don't kid yourself. And for you thinking like, oh, they're copying, nah, they're not copying. Godzilla films were doing that already. Check those out. I think you guys might enjoy that. Oh, another technical difficulty, but that's okay. We're gonna keep that in there. Why edit that out? It's magic, baby. Don't edit out the magic. But yeah, man, if you ask me what I think, honestly, was not disappointed. Not one bit. Not with the characters, not with the animation, not with the monsters and how they were portrayed. None of that. I liked all the little cool little Easter eggs, whatever you want to call it, hidden gems, references. The soundtrack was great. You got Godzilla theme, you got Mothra's theme. It was good. Good stuff. I want to give it the grade already, baby. Like, that's how good of a film this is. Guys, please go out and watch this movie. If you're a fan of the 98 film, oh my goodness, are you going to be a fan of these films? If you're a fan of the 2014 film, I don't know how you're not going to like this one, dude. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you've grown up and your style of movies have changed, but This movie is fantastic. I don't know how else to put it. You know what I mean? But let's get more into details about the movie, dude. This movie immediately starts off. You're what? Were you in the Antarctica?
Starts off in Antarctica. Yeah.
In Antarctica, you're immediately in Antarctica. You're hanging out with Dr. Emma Russell, her daughter Madison, played by Millie Bobby Brown. Dang, you know. And immediately you're already in the action. You know, I was not bored, not once, not even during the human interactions. None of it. If anything, it was cool. It was like an action movie infused with a great Godzilla film. And like I said, this movie takes place immediately in the Antarctic. You get introduced to Mothra. You know, right off the bat. Oh man, what else? What else goes down in Antarctica? Dare I say she gets released? I mean, but you guys should know that by now.
Yeah. So it basically just sets up because there are several stations around the globe where they either have a Titan, the other have a Titan, or there's one there where
they just kind of gotta keep them there, like. So Chewy. We're talking about this big monster movie, and there's also humans involved. Right. Who stood out for you?
Well, essentially in this film, there are several minor or more simple plot lines that are all kind of going on. There are several characters that have, their own reason for being. They all have their own motives. But to me, Dr. AC... Let me get the notes because I want to make sure I get this name correct. Dr. Ishiro Serizawa.
Nice.
He stood out to me the most because I think he had his motives were the closest and to Godzilla. He was definitely the human that connected with Godzilla the most.
A fanboy, if you will. And not in a negative term.
Not in a negative term at all. You right off the bat, you always got the sense that he highly respected Godzilla and wanted Godzilla, not necessarily to be a friend, but somewhat try to be a symbiotic relationship, which was what he ultimately wanted.
He wanted to live in harmony.
Which is the reason why I think I liked him the most in this film, because I think he like myself is all about the monsters. He wants the monsters to to live. He wants the monsters to. He wants to like I said, he wants to be symbiotic.
He wants them to fight.
Yeah, and I would say his motives are the least. I guess he's like the smallest shithead that wants to get his hands on the monsters. Because obviously everybody wants to get their hands on these monsters. In this film, the government wants the monsters. What's the secret called?
Eco-terrorists. Oh, Monarch.
They have the monsters, and they know that they also have to protect all the information that they have on the monsters. So who stood out for you, Tiny?
Bradley Whitford as Dr. Rick Stanton, and O'Shea Jackson Jr. as Chief Warrant Officer Barnes.
Make sure you get it right. It's Ice Cube.
Ice Cube Jr.
Ice Cube Jr.
That's right. Not Ice Cube Light, Ice Cube Jr. All right. What did they do after the DS Lite?
Was it the SP?
The Ice Cube SP? Really, the SP?
Or was it the 3DS right after that? Because it was just like various.
Let us know in the comments below. I know one of you guys watching knows.
What came after the light?
Yeah, let us know. But yeah, they stood out for me mainly because they were putting some comedy where it needed to be. It was well placed. It wasn't forced. I never thought it was forced. I thought it was good. It's good stuff.
I would definitely say there's definitely something to be said about, comedy that's placed in very clever places.
Yes.
And it definitely never takes away from the theme of the movie. All right, well, Tiny, what do you grade this movie?
I give this movie, it's going to be a first time for the channel, guys. I give this movie an S.
Ooh.
That's right. Know your Japanese ratings, baby. I give this movie an S.
Ooh.
If you've played Resident Evil, you know what I'm talking about. This movie gets an S. Straight up. I can't wait till it comes out on DVD, man. I don't even know. I might even up the ante and go 4K just cuz. But I definitely want this movie. Good stuff. It's definitely an own on Blu-ray. Definitely a rent and rewatch. It's definitely rewatchable. I love it. Give it an S, guys. First time. We'll see if a movie ever gets that for me. Again. After watching the movie and talking about it, what do you give it?
Well, I'm going to just straight say it. I'm going to give this movie an A-. Now, the reason that this movie gets an A-,
I'll take it.
Because I agree with you that this was a really, really good film. Again, it played to its audience. Its audience wanted to see monsters.
You guys talking about game? I'm sorry. You guys talking about Endgame being fan service the movie? This right here, fan service the movie.
Its audience wanted special effects. We got special effects. We got a lot of special effects.
You guys wanted more Godzilla. You got more Godzilla. And not only that, you got a whole lot more monsters.
And you got to see a lot of monsters. And then it also let you know that, more is coming. So stay tuned. And just the fact that it was 2 hours long and it didn't feel like that. So it was nonstop on all the action.
Definitely.
The only reason that I give it the minus is because there was, to me, there was too much human plot that they were trying to develop. I think they were trying to develop some of the characters way too hard. When, like I said, we're here for the monsters. We're here for the monsters.
Definitely.
Get the monsters on screen. And, in some of the scenes, instead of showing us the monsters, they showed us, bleeps and told us where the monsters are. But instead of telling me where they are, I want you to show them to me.
Costs money.
Well, get more money.
Yes, guys. So
Make
go
it
out
mandatory
there.
3D.
Go out there and watch this, which is what I'm going to be doing, hopefully. Let's make it past this weekend. So I'm trying to watch that movie again in 3D, for sure.
Oh, most def. Like I said, there was probably slightly too many humans for my taste that I like to see in a Godzilla film. Because you could easily replace any of that with more monsters. A lot of the exposition was probably slightly unnecessary because, again, instead of giving me 10 minutes of exposition, I would have been glad with essentially knowing less to give the monsters more mystique. And
I can agree with that.
I just want to see them fight.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is the reason that we're all here, of course.
Yeah, Dr. Sarasawa said it himself, man, in the first one. Let them fight.
Let them fight.
We wrapped it up basically. You gave the grade. I gave my grade. Did you watch the 2014 Godzilla?
I did not.
That is okay. But did you enjoy yourself watching the second one?
I love this film. I'm gonna watch the other one just to watch
Comparison,
it.
Right?
Just to compare it, but I still feel this one definitely stood on its own. I want to watch the other one because I'm interested, not because I want to know why things happen. That's why I felt that this movie was presented pretty well. Because if you present it well, then you don't need to necessarily watch these movies in order. Because let's hit that home. We're here to see the monsters fight.
We're here to see the monsters. So that's right. And the cool thing, that's the beauty about Godzilla films, is you don't have to watch them in order. There's maybe, I think, 2 movies that go in order. I think it's Mechagodzilla, then Tokyo SOS. The only ones I can think of at the moment that go, consecutively. But there's no order you got to watch them in. That's the beauty about it, man. But yeah, definitely. I agree with you. 2 is the better. Seeing the first one or not, 2's got to be the better one, for sure.
All right. From this point forth, we're doing spoilers. So you got our grade. You got what we thought. You got a gist of the plot. Go watch the film. And if you already saw it, then go ahead and keep watching.
Stick around.
We're going to talk just a little bit of spoilers because there's definitely more questions that I have. But in a good way, because it's the kind of questions that lead me to want to go see the next movie.
Mm-hmm. Kong versus Godzilla.
And I think that they did one of the things that I guess they did a poor job at was they didn't show us Kong. I didn't see Kong. They talked about Kong. They said where Kong is. They talked about Skull Island. They mentioned Skull Island maybe 2 or 3 times. I heard it multiple times. So, it definitely previews you and lets you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely lets you know what's coming next, and but it teases you. It's a nice tease. Doesn't want to spoil.
But we didn't get to visually see Kong, which I thought was definitely a missed opportunity because, again, we're going to compare this to Endgame. Let's not forget how many years ago we saw, that snippet of Thanos.
Yeah.
Just. And then that was like, wow! Mm-hmm. And then it just kind of led to what was, Endgame, even though he looked a little different. But it still, gave you that little bit that just kept you wanting more. Mm-hmm. Because it was just enough that it just always in the back of your head, like, he's coming. And everything that comes, you go see it, but you're like, but Thanos is coming. But Thanos is coming. And that's what I wanted from this. That's what I wanted. That's one thing that I wanted. Kong is coming. Mm-hmm. Kong is coming. They talked about Kong, but I wanted to see. And again, there was other monsters that we didn't get to see. They were just sort of either mentioned or you saw just a dot on the screen that told you where they were.
How about for the end credit scene? Did you think it was going to be King Kong? I did. No lie.
I thought it was definitely going to be. I thought it was going to be King Kong, but again, in a very, very good way. I think they definitely did the old switcheroo where they kept telling you that Kong was coming, and then you're like, oh, but first going to give you Mecha.
Mecha Ghidorah. King Ghidorah, people. And if not, some sort of iteration of it, but it's going to be good, I hope.
Oh yeah, because only one head survived.
Yeah, out of the I think he destroyed the entire body after going was it burning? Yeah, burning Godzilla.
Which, by the way, so Godzilla has like jaws like a snake, right, where they unhinge because the way that he was made, he has a small head, but yet he ate Ghidorah.
Oh no! He didn't eat Ghidorah.
But just he ate up the.
He what he did is he bit the head off, and then put the neck in his mouth, and then did the atomic blast out of his mouth, and charred and disintegrated one of Ghidorah's heads.
That was so cool.
That was cool. It was awesome. It's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to talk more about the fights more specifically because we got definitely a few fights. We got a few rounds of Ghidorah and Godzilla, which who wrote this? Vince McMahon obviously wrote the fight between Godzilla.
That's funny.
And Ghidorah.
Yeah.
It was straight right out of Monday Night Raw. They took the entire the storyline that led right to WrestleMania because
that's funny. Yeah.
You got
definitely
Godzilla. I wouldn't say that he lost, but he definitely he definitely didn't win the first few encounters because they had
First few
multiple
bouts.
encounters.
Yeah.
They had multiple encounters, and they had multiple encounters in different
Different areas.
So they had
different countries even.
Yeah, so they had multiple fights in different places, which I think, you gotta appreciate that they at least tried to make it somewhat different. I mean,
For anyone who's seen Final Wars, it had a Final Wars vibe. Not too much with the whole alien plot or mutant stuff. I'm talking like, around the world, hanging out and fighting other monsters. Well, since we're talking about the fights, I really enjoyed Rodan versus Mothra. I didn't appreciate the way Mothra went ahead and stabbed Rodan, but, at least he survived. That was dope. I enjoyed that. And pledged his loyalty to Godzilla in the end.
Yeah.
Because he is true king of the monsters.
I think Ghidorah definitely was portrayed well.
Hell yeah, dude.
He just basically kicked everyone's ass. Mm-hmm. It was never close. Like, it wasn't even a little bit close. And then when you thought that you even, as it were, you cut him.
Right.
He just regenerates immediately, and then it just...
All that for a drop of blood.
All that for nothing. Which is like, wow. You can exert so much energy to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I thought that his portrayal was good.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
He was a living storm, dude. He was bringing tornado. Was it tornadoes? If it's a tornado in the water, is it a typhoon?
That would be a cyclone.
A cyclone. Okay, so this fool had brought cyclones with him. Storm, rain, thunder, lightning, all of it, dude. Just wow.
Watch the next one.
Please, because if this last one's there it is. King Kong versus Godzilla. Oh, then that means the next one's gonna be Godzilla versus King Kong. I apologize for saying.
That's right. It is different.
It's reversed. They reverse roles. So that means if they ever do Freddy versus Jason, it's gonna be Jason versus Freddy. You're gonna mess with the alphabet
Only if you
like
want to
that?
make it different, but not the same. Because let's remember, the next movie is not this film. This is King Kong versus Godzilla.
That's right.
The next film, Godzilla versus King Kong.
That's right. Let's see how that happens.
Watch this film too. Mm-hmm. This one has a...
If you want to have a good time, if you want to laugh, if you want to question writers' sanities, watch this film. It's
Definitely.
a good time.
Blu-ray. Get it.
King Kong looks hilarious. Probably done on purpose. But like I said, enjoy the film. Watch any of these films. If you can track down any of the Godzilla films, please watch them. Support. Toho's great. And they don't just have Godzilla, but they have other monsters too. Like Mothra's got her own films. Rodan's got his own films. Well, Chew, I'm just going to be honest here. I think this might be our longest review. I do love me some Godzilla. Toho's a great company. Go watch this movie, man. I don't know how many times you're gonna let that slide. I've probably said that like 12 times already. Watch this film.
Go watch this film.
Seriously, guys. If you want to spend money on anything this weekend, the weekend after that, or the weekend after that, whenever your baby daddy lets you out of the house, watch this film, guys. Seriously. Please, watch this film. And when you do that, go ahead and check out the rest of the films. It's a huge catalog. 33, I believe. If you're not into goofy stuff, maybe check out some of the later ones in the new millennium. You like the goofy? Check out the Heisei area, because I enjoy the Heisei, But get all up in there, man. Enjoy. You want serious? Watch Godzilla 54. Original. With subtitles. Not the Americanized stuff. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Alright, guys. That does it for TNC at the movies. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe even hit that bell if you're into that kind of stuff. Comment down below. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It really, just interact. Help us out. Talk to us. And again, this has been TNC at the movies.